There is a chess match taking place on every single NFL snap. The quarterbacks have to master two different types of defensive coverages, man or zone, and then he has to dominate them in the span of just 2.5 seconds. Man coverage is simpler and personal, mano-a-mano, one-on-one, elite receiver versus elite cornerback. But zone coverage, that's where things get dangerous. A zone defender drops to a spot and watches the quarterback. They lurk, bait, and then strike out of seemingly nowhere, and the moment your receiver clears his zone, if you're not careful, another zone defender can pop up out of nowhere. These coverages are what quarterbacks must master. There are hundreds of possible variations, but specifically zone coverage is what Baker Mayfield has dominated through the first 6 weeks of the season. Against zone, he has the highest total expected points added, the highest EPA per play, and has transformed the Buccaneers into a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Usually, quarterbacks rely on veteran receivers to sit down in the soft spot in zone coverages, adjust their routes during the play to find the open space. But the Bucs are relying on their third and fourth best receivers, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin missing time. Emeka Egbuka went down last game too. But yet throwing to backups, Baker has only gotten better and better. To defeat zone coverage, he's become one of the best sideline throwers in the league, and his improvisational skills have been critical when defenses lock down his receivers in zone. Attacking the sidelines is smart, because depending on the type of zone coverage, there will be holes in the defense. It's just, you gotta figure out which zone they're playing, which is what makes it so hard. As we've talked about a million times over already, the NFL has widely become a 2 high safety league instead of a 1 high safety league. So if you're running 2 high safeties and playing zone coverage, you're gonna be playing predominantly cover 2 zone, 2 deep defenders, or cover 4 zone, 4 deep defenders. Against cover 2 zone, you're getting more throws further up the sideline, in between the corner and safety. And against cover 4 zone, you're getting 4 deep defenders opening up the space underneath the corners. Baker's been exceptional against all types. Sometimes defenses play cover 2 zone to jam Mike Evans or Egbuka at the line, which makes it hard for most quarterbacks to push the ball into this space down the field. But as I've said, it's really highlighted Baker's ability to push the ball deep and down the sideline accurately. 4 against 4 deep cover 4 zone, the 49ers game planned this adjustment to push 3 of the deep defenders to the bunch side to shut down Egbuka. And even though Baker doesn't have Evans or Godwin, he has full trust in himself to hit the corpse of Sterling Sharp not once, but twice on nearly the same route against the same coverage to the same spot up the sideline. Not many quarterbacks can get this velocity with this accuracy to the sideline, so this forces defenses stretch out their zones to defend every blade of grass everywhere on the field. Usually defenses can cheat a little knowing something won't get thrown, but take this play for example where Seattle uses this same coverage adjustment to the bunch. It's this 4 deep type coverage, but again they poach the safety and bring him to the strength of the formation. And you can literally see Egbuka fake this deep out route to the sideline that we just saw Shepard run. Josh Jobe completely bites on it, and then Baker uncorks a 62-yard absolute bomb. Cover 3 zone, 3 deep defenders isn't quite as easy to attack the sideline against since you have a 4th underneath defender. You're definitely not going to push the ball too deep to the sideline because that's where this corner is sitting. But watch out, once again, Jobe's being attacked here, and while he correctly midpoints the 1 and 2 receivers, in cover 3 zone, if you completely sell out for 1, the other will be wide open. So Baker sees him just slightly leaning towards the clear out seam and throws a perfect back shoulder wheel route up the sideline. Absolutely incredible. Where I think he's really taken a step forward is his ability to improv while under control. Here he audibles to change the protection towards the nickel cornerback Michael Carter trying to disguise off the edge. How does he know that Carter is blitzing and that he should change the protection to pick him up? Check how Will McDonald, the pass rusher, is standing up instead of crouching down. According to Pro Football Focus, McDonald's dropped into coverage on only 11 of his 219 snaps this season, so Baker knows he's not coming, so he adjusts the protection. If McDonald isn't coming, there's no way he's in man one-on-one. That'd be crazy. So Baker knows he's protected, has time to throw, and boom, another missile to the sideline. Not only can he make adjustments to his own offense, but he can notice small adjustments in the defense and then quickly make them pay. The Seahawks are playing this cover 4 quarters adjustment where they're basically playing a box over the 3 receivers. Baker watches as once again Jobe, and Poor Job, man. He's having a tougher time than Xavier Legette trying to order Chinese food over the phone. Anyway, Baker sees him adjust into man coverage. MEG, as it's known, stands for man everywhere he goes, which audibles the 4-man box coverage into a 3-man triangle. Baker now knows Ibuka has inside leverage on Job, who's outside, expecting help from Kobe Bryant. No, not Mamba. So Baker's just watching Bryant, and the moment he sees he's just a little too flat-footed, look at this throw. While Baker's been excellent at improving before the snap, like I said, the next step in his game has been how good he's becoming at improving after it. Take this 2-play example where the Bucs are running this classic cover 2 zone beater in bounce, which isolates the hook zone linebacker. Whichever way he goes, Baker throws to the uncovered receiver, and this is a pretty easy read with Ibuka pretty dang open. But then watch how 2 plays later against the same 2-high look, the Bucs are once again rocking the bounce concept, and pre-snap it looks like it's gonna work, but the Seahawks adjust their 2-high coverage to have their opposite side safety, Ty Okada, scream down for the quick dig. But Baker sees this all play out, buys time outside of the pocket, and finds his wide open receiver. It's relatively simple concepts executed at a high level with a quarterback who can push the ball deep anywhere on the field, then slide out of the pocket to create if he needs to. Here's the same thing once again, bounce, linebacker, dig route to Ibuka, bang bang boom. But then a quarter later, the 49ers adjust, they keep both linebackers weak so they can blanket the bounce concept, but look what happens. The rookie Tez Johnson adjusts his route during the down, and Baker throws a bomb for a big-time play. You can tell Johnson adjusts in the down, cause look at how in our previous example the Bucs are also running this spot-type concept on the other side, where, you guessed it, Tez Johnson is running a dig. But then on his big play, he sees the 49ers bust the coverage. This is supposed to be cover 3 zone, but the cornerback Renardo Green gets caught napping. Johnson changes the route mid-play by putting his hand up, and Baker, in the down, improvs from the pocket, and the Bucs have an explosive play. Then when Baker puts it all together, this play kind of encapsulates what he's been doing all season. It's an absolute thing of beauty. He combines the mental, pre-snap, post-snap with the physical, extending the play with his legs and making a nice throw on the run. He sees the Jets are playing 1 high safety coverage and that nobody follows Bucky Irving, the running back, in man. So he deduces that it's zone coverage with 1 high safety that's almost always cover 3 zone. So he checks the play to the speed out against cover 3, since cover 3 corners drop deep into their deep thirds. This is usually a relatively easy throw since there's nobody to the sideline, as long as you throw it accurately. But at the snap, the Jets drop into Tampa 2 zone, fool Baker, at least at the beginning of the play, but he's been incredible at extending later in the down and moves the chains from outside of the pocket. He's also taken a step as an athlete, where he's throwing deep balls outside when the Bucs are booting him out. He has incredible torque both to his left and right, crucial if you want to have a legit boot action game. You can't just have it go to one side, it'll make you predictable. And then also the big highlight plays, he's scrambling all over the place in big time moments and making defenses pay. The story of Baker Mayfield is incredible, and this year he's doing it by tearing up zone coverage, by pushing the ball down the field into extremely tight windows. These are not easy plays. He is balling. It's one thing if you have dominant receivers outside and you're getting man coverage every play and you're just throwing bombs to them one-on-one. But to dominate zone coverage is a whole nother level. You have to understand where every chess piece is on the field, offense and defense, understand the full picture of what's going on, and Baker is more than showing he's capable. He's pushing the ball deep, outside, painting the sidelines up and down, and has also shown an exceptional ability to improv outside of the pocket, and even before the snap as well. He consistently audibles his team into the right play, and then he makes the right play. What's crazy is the Bucs have mostly been down their top 2 or even 3 receivers to injury, and now they're slowly coming back. With Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Emeka Egbuka, Baker Mayfield leading the charge, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are legitimately legit Super Bowl contenders.